Ancient humans looked at the same sky we do, but they had no satellites, no airplanes, no weather apps, no science class, no tiny phone notification saying, "Relax. That terrifying fireball is just a meteor." So imagine standing outside thousands of years ago. The night is dark. The fire is low. Everyone is quiet. And suddenly, something bright tears across the sky. No engine. No explanation. Just fire moving above your head. What would you think you had seen? A spirit, a warning, a god, a visitor, or maybe aliens? That question is still popular today. And honestly, it is easy to understand why. Because the ancient sky could be terrifying. A meteor could look like fire falling from heaven. A comet could hang above the world like a strange warning. An eclipse could make the sun disappear in the middle of the day. An aurora could make the night sky move in colors. Today, we have names for these things. We have diagrams. We have scientists. We have people online explaining them incorrectly with complete confidence. But without modern astronomy, these events would not feel ordinary. They would feel powerful. Imagine the sun going dark without warning. Birds quiet down. The air changes. The light turns strange. For a few minutes, the world feels broken. Today, we know the moon can pass between Earth and the sun. But ancient people did not need that explanation for the event to matter. They still saw it. They still felt it. And they still had to fit it into their world. That does not make them primitive. It makes them human. Because even now, with cameras, satellites, telescopes, and science education, people still look at strange lights in the sky and say, "What was that?" So maybe the better question is not just whether ancient humans saw aliens. Maybe the better question is, why do modern people want aliens in the story so badly? Because many ancient alien ideas begin with one hidden assumption. Ancient people could not have understood much. They could not have watched the sky carefully. They could not have made strange art. They could not have built impressive things. So maybe, the theory says, someone else helped them. Visitors, teachers, beings from the stars. But maybe that says more about us than it says about them. Ancient humans were not empty, headed people staring at clouds and waiting for information to fall out of the sky. They were observers. They had to be. The sky was not decoration. It could mean seasons, weather, migration time, direction, ceremony, stories, memory. If you live without clocks, calendars, streetlights, or weather forecasts, the sky becomes part of survival. A modern person can ignore the stars and still get to work. An ancient person might need the sky to understand when the world was changing. So no, they did not have NASA. But they had patience. They had memory. They had generations of people looking up and noticing patterns. And that is a kind of intelligence we often forget to respect. Maybe ancient humans did not see aliens. Maybe they saw the sky more carefully than most of us ever do. And then there is ancient art. This is where alien theories get very excited. A carving has a strange round head. A figure has lines around its face. A cave painting shows something half human, half something else. Someone online looks at it for 3 seconds and says, "That is obviously an astronaut." And suddenly, a person from thousands of years ago has been dragged into a documentary with dramatic music. But there is a problem. Ancient art was not made for us. It was not made for people who grew up with sci-fi movies, space helmets, UFO posters, and little gray aliens already living in their imagination. When we look at old symbols, we bring modern ideas with us. A mask can look like a helmet. A ritual costume can look like a space suit. A strange head shape can look like an alien. A symbolic figure can look like a visitor from another planet. But that does not mean the artist was drawing aliens. It may mean we are using a modern brain to read an ancient world. Sometimes ancient art looks alien because we are the aliens looking at it. We are the ones from the wrong time. We are missing the language, the story, the ritual, the warning, the joke, the meaning. A strange ancient figure could be a spirit, a hunter, a masked dancer, a mythic being, a ritual character, a memory, a story we no longer know how to read. And that is still mysterious. It just does not have to be extraterrestrial. Not every mystery is a spaceship. Sometimes a mystery is a human culture separated from us by thousands of years. And honestly, that might be more interesting. Because ancient humans did not need aliens to make strange images. They had imagination. They had symbolic thinking. They had stories. Long before writing, humans were making marks, painting animals, creating human-like figures, and turning experiences into images. That means they were not just surviving. They were thinking, remembering, teaching, imagining, trying to make sense of the world. So when we see ancient art that feels strange, maybe the first question should not be, was this an alien? Maybe the better question is, what kind of human mind made this? Because that question gives ancient people something alien theories often take away: credit. Now, alien theories are popular for a reason. They are fun. They are dramatic. They make the past feel like a mystery box, and some ancient things really are hard to understand. There are symbols we cannot fully explain, stories we only know in fragments, monuments that took massive organization, art that does not fit neatly into modern categories. But there is a big difference between saying, we do not fully understand this, and saying, therefore, aliens. That jump is where the problem begins. Because when ancient people built something impressive, some people ask, how could they possibly do that? But the better question is usually, how much time, skill, cooperation, and knowledge did this require? Ancient people had communities. They had teachers. They had trial and error. They had tools. They had memory. They had generations of people passing down what worked. A modern person might look at an ancient monument and think, I could never build that. And that may be true. Most of us should not even be trusted to assemble flat, pack furniture without emotional support. But your personal inability to move a giant stone does not mean humans needed help from space. It means ancient people had skills you do not have. And that is the real heart of this video. Intelligence does not always look modern. It does not need laptops. It does not need engines. It does not need electricity. Sometimes intelligence looks like watching the same sky for a lifetime. Knowing when a season is changing. Remembering where the sun rises. Passing down stories because forgetting them could matter. Sometimes intelligence looks like a carved symbol. A painted animal. A strange figure on stone. A warning about fire in the sky. That is not primitive. That is human. So did ancient humans really see aliens? Probably not. But they saw a universe mysterious enough without them. They saw fire in the sky. They saw the sun disappear. They saw lights move in the dark. They saw patterns in the stars. And they turned those things into stories. Not because they were primitive, but because they were human. Maybe the real mystery is not whether ancient humans saw aliens. Maybe the real mystery is why modern humans keep forgetting how intelligent they were.